Welcome back to ChineseZeroToHero.com. Now, before our new lesson, let's first do a quick warm-up. Let's get started. All right, time to begin our first lesson. Now take a look at these pictures. What do they have in common? Yeah, what are they trying to convey? Hand extending to you, lifting the hat. Yeah, they're greeting you, right? They're extending a greeting. So can you work out what we're going to talk about today? Yeah, we're going to talk about greeting, how to greet people in Chinese, and how to say sorry. Now, do you think it's important to be able to say hello and sorry in a language? Yeah, of course it's important, because without being able to greet, how are you going to initiate a conversation, right? That's the first thing you need to know in learning a language. So let's take a look at what we're trying to accomplish. First, we want to be able to greet in formal and informal situations to one person or to a group. Right? So learning how to say hi and hi guys, right? And to say hello, how do you do? Right? And to be able to apologize, to say sorry, and also to give a response to an apology, like it's okay, don't worry about it. And also to be able to do all of the above in reading, writing, and typing. Great, so let's get started. Please turn your textbook to page 2 and let's take a look at dialogue 1. So this is a very simple dialogue. It's just got two ni haos. Okay, ni hao means hello in Chinese. Notice that on those Chinese writings, on these Chinese characters, you have a line of English letters. You have a line of Roman phonetic marks. These are like pronunciation guide. These are called pinyin. It's spelled P-I-N-Y-I-N, pinyin. That's to help you to pronounce these characters. Chinese characters convey meaning, but they don't necessarily tell you how they're pronounced. They're like faces with no names. Okay. Now these pinyin phonetic guide is it's like a name tag. It's like telling you, hey, I'm pronounced ni. Okay, when you see me, you pronounce ni. Okay, let's take a look at the words in this dialogue. The first one is ni. It's spelled N-I with a little tick on the I. I'm going to explain what that is in the pronunciation video to follow. And take a look at the yellow Chinese block, the Chinese writing. And see how it's got a left part and the top right part and the bottom right part, right? So this character can actually be taken apart into 3 different parts, right? And notice how there's actually a symmetry to the bottom right part. Right? So this character means you. It's pronounced ni. Yeah, N-I is pronounced ni. I in Chinese is pronounced E, like a long E vowel, like almost like double E in English. Okay, E, ni, not nai, ni. Okay, it means you. And the second character is hao, H-A-O, hao. It means good. Right. This character, it's got 2 parts, on the left part and the right part.
Oh, 你好.
Hey, 你好.
你好.
Okay, moving on to dialogue 2. Now we're going to learn how to greet in formal situations and how to greet multiple people. The polite form of you is 您. The voice goes slightly up and it's got an N at the end. 您. Now notice on your textbook, there's an asterisk next to the word 您. And that's because this word is not covered in HSK 1. Introduced here, but you don't have to know it. You don't have to know it until HSK 2. Right? This is actually an HSK 2 word. But it's good to know that now, right? Because you want to be able to greet people in formal and informal situations. Okay, again, 您 means a polite you. 您.
您好，欢迎光临，这边请。
谢谢.
And you guys, the plural you is 你们. Notice it's just adding a 们 at the end of 你. Yeah, so 们 is like pluralized article. It's almost like the S in English, Like 你们 is like you guys. 你 is you and 你们 is you guys. All right, let's take a look at the third dialogue on page 2. First phrase is 对不起, means to be sorry. I'm sorry, 对不起. Oh, I'm sorry, 对不起. Notice that 对 对, D-U-I. It's pronounced 对. It's almost like D-W-A-Y. Okay, 对. 对. We're going to look at how to pronounce this vowel in a later pronunciation lesson. And 起 is a bit tricky to pronounce. 起. And we're also going to look at that in a later pronunciation lesson. 对不起, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for taking so long. I'm sorry for taking so long to explain this word to you. 对不起, 对不起. If you're forgiving, then you say 没关系, 没关系. M-E-I is pronounced almost like M-A-Y in English. 没 means have not. There is not. 关系 means matter, a relationship. 没关系 is like there's no matter. No matter. 没关系 it doesn't matter. That's okay. 没关系. 对不起没关系. 对不起没关系. I'm sorry. That's okay.
对不起没关系
Great. That's all the words. Let's do a quick recap. 你 means you. 好 means good. And how to say hello? 你好. Yeah, you good. You good is hello, right? I wish you're good. 你好. I wish you are fine. 你好. 您 is just the polite you, and 你们 is the plural you, right? You guys, 你们. So to greet you guys, to greet multiple people will be 你们好, right? 对不起 is I'm sorry, and 没关系 is it doesn't matter, right? No matter. Okay, so let's take a look at these Chinese characters again and see if you can recognize them. It's like learning names to faces. Right, the first one is 你, second is 好, third is 您, fourth is 你们, fifth is 对不起, and finally it's 没关系. Now see if you can recognize them without me telling you. Pause this video and test yourself on these. Okay, great. Now, a word about Chinese characters and writing Chinese. Chinese people do not write pinyin, okay? It's all written in Chinese characters. If you go to China, all the street signs, all the restaurant signs, and if you go to the restaurant, you see a menu, it's all in these Chinese characters, never in pinyin. It's important to learn these because if you can't read Chinese, you can't function fully in the language. Think of it, right? If someone says that he knows English and he shows up at the job interview saying, oh, I know English, but I can't read, I can't write. They're like, do you really know English? Right? I mean, if you want to function in Chinese, you have to be able to write Chinese emails. You have to be able to write, Chinese text messages. You have to leave people a quick note. These all require knowing these Chinese characters. So it's important to learn it now. Some people shy away from learning Chinese characters just because they think, oh, this is too hard. I'm never going to be able to learn all these Chinese characters. And one argument is HSK1 test does not require you to know Chinese characters. But I still strongly recommend that you learn Chinese characters just because HSK 1 and 2 do not require you to know Chinese characters, but HSK 3 does. And when it does, it requires you to know all Chinese characters from HSK 1, HSK 2, and HSK 3. And that's going to be 300 words. And I don't know how many characters, but that's going to be 300 separate Chinese words that you have to know. Now, that's going to be very hard when you get to HSK 3. So why not just learn it now? When we learn a few words in Chinese, just learn how to write them, how to read them, and how to function fully in the language. Think of it. If you learn how to write Chinese characters, now you're able to write 你好 in a quick note. You can write a greeting card. You can write a pretty looking greeting card that says 你好 and give it to a Chinese person, and the person will be able to understand. And that's great, right? But if you only know how to write pinyin, then you can only write the 你好 in pinyin and give it to a Chinese person, and it's going to look a little bit like childish, So it's good to know these now. It will save you a lot of misery later. At the end of the lesson, you'll find a review lecture. It's a written lecture with some activities that you can engage, and And in those activities, you can find a downloadable file where you can actually print out the Chinese characters and practice in the squares provided. It's going to be like a worksheet, right? It will show you how to write the Chinese characters stroke by stroke, the proper order of the strokes. It will be on the worksheet itself, and you just follow it and write. The more you write, the more comfortable you're going to be writing these Chinese characters. In the beginning, it's going to be hard, but later on, you're going to reap the rewards.
Thanks for watching. Now see you in the next video.